Hi YouTube! If you're new here, my name is Hedy. If you've been here before, welcome back. I support humans to break free from the construct of today's society so they can create their unconditioned lives. So they can step back into strength, experience greater vitality and creativity, and trust in their bodies through magics of mindfulness, postural alignment, and strength training. In today's video, I am coming from my living room in a very informal setting, and I want to talk out some of the things that I've been processing and thinking about. We just moved to a new house, and we have this gorgeous view to the sea, and I get to walk by the sea every single day. And as much as I've been extremely excited about this transition to be here closer to Mother Nature and be held in her beautiful arms, I noticed that I was super excited to move here, but then I realized I wasn't feeling it when I arrived. And I put this so much pressure on myself to be happy, be excited, feeling that expansion. And I kept asking myself, like, what is wrong with you? Why aren't you more excited about this? Why aren't you be childlike excitement kind of thing? And then I kept questioning myself and making myself wrong, that maybe perhaps I wasn't as excited about this as I thought I was. And then as I let myself sink into the house, settling in, nesting and all of that, I realized that in my life, I often confuse lack of motivation or enthusiasm with tiredness. And I feel like I don't have enough compassion and understanding when I'm tired. And what happens is when I'm tired, I don't give myself permission to rest and relax. So I constantly feel like I need to have that energy. I need to have that enthusiasm to go through life and to be excited and to be happy all the time. And when I force myself to be in that state while I'm actually tired, physically tired, emotionally tired, like moving houses, we change cities at the same time as well. And all of that. And then also running your own business, you need to be on a schedule, you're your own boss, and you need to make sure that, you still show up to work. And it was such an eye-opening realization that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just tired. And only by looking at the state of my own life. So there has been a lot. We had to paint this living room. And it turned out okay. Still, there are some faulty stuff that we need to fix. But it was a massive project, and we probably, now looking back, we could have just gone with what the color that the living room was, rather than trying to paint it straight away when we arrived. And I'm saying this because I feel like probably a lot of people confuse being tired with lack of motivation. It doesn't mean that yes, sometimes we lack motivation, things need to change, but sometimes all we need is rest to be able to reflect back at our life and find that gratitude, find that peace. And I think gratitude, peace, joy, celebration can't be forced, especially when we are tired. That was one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about. And the other thing that I was thinking a lot about is, oh my God, we moved by the sea, and I want to go out every single day. I want to go on hikes. I want to do this. I want to do that. I felt this overwhelm of all the things that I want to do, and I'm running out of time. And I started reading the Red Book by Carl Jung, and it's been on my reading list for a very long time. And I finally was like, I'm just going to create that space for it. It feels like a right time to spend some time with Carl Jung and learn from him. Obviously, I learned a lot from him through other resources, other books, and all of that. And then now I felt like it was the time to read his book. And I was reading his book this morning, and I was so immersed with it. I haven't even gotten to the book. It was just the introduction of the person who put the book together. And I was so amazed at how he lived his life. It was really inspiring. And I was really enjoying it. And I felt this sense of rush coming in, this thought. It's oh my God, you're spending so much time on it. You're just flirting with it. Leave it alone. Why are you doing this? Just get it over with so you can go and meditate, or you gotta go for your morning walk or whatever. And normally, if I'm not aware, I give into that sense of rush and I cut the joy out, and I'm like, okay, so I gotta go to the next, and that's the system that we live in, that want to turn us into high functioning robots. Even the things that we don't actually have to do, like reading a book, I don't have to read the book. Meditating, I don't have to meditate. I choose to. But then even that, I turn it into something that I need to be feeling the rush for. And I caught myself in that moment. I was like, I'm actually really enjoying this. Like, I was drinking my ginger tea from my new cute little pot that I got. And I was like, why not I turn this into a meditative practice rather than feeling that I need to rush to go to my meditation? It's so ironic, isn't it? And then after that, I went for a walk and I had a lot of like epiphanies happening. I was like, wow, like I immediately, after that thought, that dynamic that happened, maybe it's the effect of Carl Jung already in my life, but as soon as like I caught that thought and I sat with it and I felt it and I decided that, you know what, I'm actually turning this into a meditative practice, something shifted in me. I was like, oh my God, even since we moved to this house, instead of me experiencing moment by moment, what I did instead, I was constantly in my head planning the next thing that I should be doing, and then I will do or don't do it, and then I feel like it just doesn't feel like real. It doesn't feel true. I don't feel the gratitude. I don't feel the joy. No wonder, because I constantly feel like I'm in a rush and I'm running out of time. Well, look at us. We've got all the time on our hand, and we can create that sense of urgency and that efficiency and that constant feeling that we need to fit more in a certain amount of time. It just really takes away that peace, that calm, that pleasure. And my theme for this year has been to choose pleasure over pressure. I realize in my life, I do a lot of things because I feel like I have to, and I feel this strong sense of pressure in me to do shit. And then I realized, how would I move? Who would I be if I choose to live my life by pleasure instead of pressure? And I notice it's a massive struggle for me. I'm super aware of it, and I choose pleasure every time I get a chance. But then if your conditioning is, oh my God, like you can't really choose pleasure, it's so selfish and morally wrong, you shouldn't be doing that. And then I realized that like we constantly think about getting to the next point in our journey in life. Like, for example, like for me, my big story is like, oh, in my business, I gotta be there so I can be this and that, or I can enjoy and take pleasure in that. And then in my life, I know so many people that they build successful businesses, they build wealth, but they don't feel wealthy. They don't take pleasure in what wealth brings for them. And that's a really good reminder for me that not putting money on a pedestal and not asking money for permission for everything that I do in my life. And it's a constant choice that I need to make to reprogram my mind and my body, because from the ancestor that I'm coming from, and I think a lot of us have that charm of money and that dynamic and being able to find freedom, because oftentimes we feel like our freedom comes with money. Yes, freedom gives us more choices and more opportunities and all of that, but then we also know so many people that they're a slave to money, right? If you want to live that unconditioned life, that free life, we gotta move free from money. And then I noticed that every time I embody this belief and this way of living, and then the money stuff sort itself out, and I become sharper, or I become more present in the way I'm running my business and what I'm prioritizing and what I'm not prioritizing. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I'm thinking about these days. And as much as I want my YouTube channel to be a place that you get to come to, it's a corner that you get to move with me, you get to be meditating with me, I decided that I also want to talk about the things that I'm processing and I'm thinking about, and sharing that with you. So let me know how this landed for you and whether or not you resonate, and if you have your own personal experience that you want to share in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, comment, engage, because that supports my channel and the way I show up in the world. Thank you so much.